Hello there, Murder Miners. My name is Supascury, and welcome to my top 5 maps of the month. Now, before we begin, I want to give a quick thank you to everybody in the community for the positive encouragement in this show, and to all of you that submitted your maps for my unyielding scrutiny. We have gotten some amazing maps this month, along with a quite nicely made Minecraft map submitted by a seemingly confused individual. I'm not entirely sure that he understood the concept of the MurderMinersHub, but I wish his map good luck all the same. I did, however, receive a lot of actual Murder Miners maps, and it has been quite a challenge narrowing them down to my 5 favourites. So, without further ado, here is my number 5. Extinction by Duty Def. Now, we all love to play a little bit of Infection from time to time, but it rarely reaches its full potential when people play it on maps made for Murder Match and other non-Infection game modes. Fortunately, this map was made 100% for Infection, and it shows in its design. Extinction consists of 2 unique battlefields that represent the opposing sides, both living and undead, separated by a wall so large that it puts Game of Thrones to shame. If you have a lot of people looking to fight some zombies, then this is a great chance to do so. I know that range might not be your forte, maybe you prefer more close quarters combat. Well, that's okay. Duty Def has got you covered by adding a couple of enclosed spaces and hidden rooms that you can wall off to keep safe from the undead hordes. Overall, I enjoyed this map. I enjoyed the concept of the infected breaking down the wall piece by piece until it becomes an all-out brawl, and I enjoyed the diverse use of block types to keep the map looking very unique and quite atmospheric. Number 4. Coming in at number 4, we have MTF Arena, made by Masterpone3141. MTF Arena, as the name would suggest, is a small box-shaped arena made exclusively for Murder the Flag. First off, it is great seeing a submission for the Murder the Flag game mode. I personally love me some MTF, and I'm so glad that there are people now making specific maps for it. As it's quite a small map, it was made for 3v3s or 2v2s, but I'll be honest, I know I wasn't supposed to, but I played this map with about 15 people as a murder match, and it was actually amazingly chaotic, and I highly recommend it if you enjoy those hectic, close quarters matches. This map takes my number 4 spot because I've never actually played anything quite like it. The flags are so close together that it's very easy to just score the flags. The actual challenge comes about when you have to zone the enemies while simultaneously trying to move their flag back to your base. It's a very unique experience, and in an even matchup of skill could make for some pretty tense games. There are a few weapons placed around the map, including 2 snipers and an assault rifle, but both sides of the map are perfectly balanced so that each team can reach the power weapons at the same time, but it's all about how you get up there that can give you an edge, as there are actually quite a few skill jumps, including both wall jumping and crouch jumping, that can get you to the power weapons quickly. Number 3. At number 3, we have Warehouse, made by Hammeh. Now, the whole red versus blue concept is something that I deeply love, and it really does take me back to those early Halo days. However, Warehouse takes my number 3 spot for being a fantastic 1v1 map. It manages to have a fairly simplistic range of blocks while still maintaining that abandoned workshop theme. Because of this, it plays very similarly to the Pit or Lockout from the Halo series, but with its own unique flair. Now, he specifically said that this was for 1v1s, but once again, I broke the rules and played it with way more people, and once again, it didn't disappoint. This map may have been designed for 1v1s, but it's definitely a lot of fun as a free-for-all or a team murder match. However, during your 1v1s, the map is meant to be played with only the battle rifle and pistol, as there are other weapons scattered around the map. Once again, everything on the map is perfectly symmetrical so that the weapon placement is completely balanced, and the use of multiple levels makes it very easy to use mobility and positioning to outplay your opponent. This is just a brilliant map for you to challenge one of your friends on to decide who is superior once and for all. Number 2. My second favourite map this month has got to be Cheapshot by Aetrym. I've played this map a few times in the past and have always had an amazing experience, and I'm truly surprised how rarely this map gets played. Cheapshot has some of the best level design I've ever seen in this game, and it blows my mind that maps this well made go unplayed, while at any time there's a full lobby of people playing either Nuketown or fucking Pac-Man. Cheapshot was made for smaller teamfights, the ideal being 3v3s, however with enough spawn points for a 5v5, the map supports free-for-all, teams, and Murder the Flag. There are zombie spawns for survival, though it was not what the map was designed for and is not an ideal game mode. Infection, as always, is viable, however with the lack of space and nowhere to really hide, it can lead to some pretty short games. Without a doubt, where this map shines brightest is in free-for-all. The close spacing makes it so that you're always near the action, and the amount of different structures makes it so you can spawn safely without being gunned down immediately and always have cover to hide behind. The theme of the map feels very much industrial, and the map maker himself, Aetrym, said, "I wanted it to feel like you were in the complex of some kind of refinery or space plant of sorts." When asked if there was anything else that he'd like others to know about his map, he replied, "I guess a cool feature is its symmetry and the weapon placement. I took great care to limit the effectiveness of sniper rifles and increase the use of shotguns and assault rifles, so the faster you move, the better your score will likely be." All of this compiled into one small map makes for some top gameplay, and that is why this map takes the number 2 spot. Number 1. Successor by Prologue 9. In space, we are all extraterrestrials. Aliens don't tend to be fond of one another. That is the tagline of this map, and after playing it numerous times in the last month, I can confirm that this is true. Now, if any of you have ever played against Prologue, you will know that he is a damn good player, and there is a common misconception, and I'll admit to thinking the same sometimes, that when a player is good at competitive PvP, they usually tend to be not so good at map making, and vice versa. So you can imagine my surprise when I set up a lobby only to be faced with this beauty of a map. Successor is a semi-symmetrical arena that straight up feels like it took the best parts from every Halo map and squashed them together into one unique environment. Even the block choice in this map is amazing. He used such a diverse selection of blocks, including ones that often go unused for being too garish or ungainly, and managed to blend them together to make something that actually looks extremely eye-pleasing. In fact, I think it was an absolutely genius decision to use a lot of the desaturated blocks, as it makes it so that every color of armor stands out and it really cements the idea of balanced gameplay. To me, this map is absolutely perfect. With a lot of other maps, I'll think, oh, well, maybe they could have done this a little better, or, oh, maybe they could add this, but with Successor, I can't really think of a single thing I would change. This map is just brilliant, and I was absolutely baffled that I had never even heard of this map until it was sent in. Successor works well with a small group of between 2 to 6 players in Murder Match, Team Murder Match, and Infection. My personal favourite for this map has to be Team Murder Match, although I wouldn't recommend having me on your team, as when I did play this map, I managed to not only kill my own teammate, but also the map's creator, Prologue. Yeah, I'm really good at this game. Now, that's all well and good. You're thinking, yeah, you love the map, we get it. But when asked if there was anything else he'd like others to know about his map, he replied, "My first map. Special thanks to Hammeh and CocoaPwned." Yeah, this is the first map he's ever made. Oh yeah, that's okay, I guess. What the fuck, Prologue? My first map was named Dirt House, and it was a house made of dirt, and I believe that it was the greatest map in existence, and then you go ahead and pull this out of nowhere. Seriously, Prologue, if you're watching this, please, quit your job and become a full-time map maker. I mean, I'm not gonna pay you, and you'll probably have to live on the streets or something, but we can work all that out later. As long as you're making maps, I will be happy. Honestly, it was an absolute pleasure playing on this map, and I would recommend this map to everybody watching. Congratulations, Prologue, you are number 1. Well guys, that's all the time I have for now. If you want to submit your map, then please feel free to head on over to the forums. There will be a link in the description below, along with links to download every map showcased today. As I said before, if your map didn't make it into the top 5 of this month, you can always resubmit it for a chance at making it into next month's showcase. Feel free to like, favorite, and subscribe if that's the sort of thing you're into. And if you have any feedback on what I can do to improve the show, then please just leave a comment and I'll make sure to consider it for future episodes. Once again, this has been Supascury, and I look forward to seeing all the maps you guys have to offer. Goodbye.